Well, hello everybody, and welcome back. It's April 20th, and most of the snow has melted. And it's a good time to get out and do a little exploring on the four-wheeler to try to get some idea how long it'll be before we can get into the fields. There is definitely a fair bit of snow, anywhere that is shaded from the sun or where the wind blew it into drifts. But by this time of year, it's not really freezing at night, and this snow has more of the consistency of a snow cone or a slushie. And the days of having snow on the farm are definitely numbered. As I came up on the field where we had the wheat and the peas planted, there was a couple of swans taking a break on their migration. Couple of swans. Everybody's noisy today. Even though you see a lot of standing water, the fields are actually starting to dry out relatively quickly, with a combination of the warm, sunny days, and the wind has been blowing quite a bit as well. And with the combination of those two things, it doesn't take long for the fields to start to dry out and the soil to warm up. Coming up on the field where we planted corn last year, drive over one of those old piles of woody debris that we burned last fall. With the last of the burn piles gone in this field, it sure will be nice to make efficient use of all the farmable ground. Still a bit frozen and wet here where we had the corn planted. As I was driving across other parts of the farm, the top 6 inches or 8 inches is thawed out, but there's still ice underneath. So it's going to take a week or two for that all to dry out and the frost to go away, which is fine. Last year, the moose came in on the other little corn patch and devoured all the stalks. That didn't happen this year. I'm not exactly sure if it's just the type of year it was, location, hard to say. The other critters, like we talked about in previous videos, the foxes and the birds, and I'm sure the mice, had a field day with the corn that was left over, so I guess that's a bonus for them. I imagine that helped make winter a little easier for some critters. Yeah, it's good to be back in the field. Obviously, going to be a little bit of time before we're in here getting it disced up and ready, but that's okay. Took a drive down to the pond. Still a pretty good layer of ice on it. They'll be gone here before too long. Just a few spots that are like this. I would imagine as soon as it dries up a little bit, they'll go ahead and put a culvert in. It's good for us to keep in mind that in the springtime, the water's going to flow out of here and flow into these fields that we're making. So we want to make sure we have a plan for that. Thought I'd shoot some video as I'm driving the four-wheeler back towards the main farm. To our left are the two 20-acre parcels that we were working on clearing last fall. And as soon as things dry out a little bit, we can get back in there and work on cleaning them up. As things are warming up, they're able to get back in and start working on the road again. We have to keep in mind they did a lot of this work right at the end of fall or in early winter. And I think about the time they shut down, it was getting 0 or 10 or 20 below. So they really couldn't do any finish work or get the road graded out properly. And as we saw, there's going to be some culverts needed in a few places. And as you can see on the right-hand side, they have the power poles laid out. I would imagine they're going to wait until the road crew is done with the road, then they'll come in and they'll put the power poles in. And even though the road is not finished yet, it is very nice. Between the road and the power into this agricultural project, it's going to give the folks that accept the challenge to come farm here some of the tools they need to be successful. Like an all-weather road, so they can get in and out of their property even when conditions are bad. And with reliable commercial power, they can concentrate on raising livestock, crops, and families. Well, as you can tell, we've made it back onto the farm, took a look over at the cornfield. Now we're headed towards the storage trailer and where we keep the equipment parked. I get so excited when the snow melts and I see all of this beautiful dirt. I think about all the possibilities of the different crops we can grow. We'll be picking sticks and roots out of the fields for quite a few years, but every year there will be less of them and the fields will be easier to work. The target date for planting this year is right around May 10th. And of course, a lot of that depends on the weather. Does it continue to stay warm, or do we have a front come through and cool it off? Only time will tell. Okay. Let's see, been charging for a while. Pretty sure those batteries froze last winter, so they may not be any good. Can't beat a 7.3. They do keep running. As we've been going around the farm today, you can see the snow's melting pretty good. Things are starting to thaw out. We're definitely 2 weeks away probably from being able to get in the field. We'll see how it goes. There's some things to do maintenance-wise and consolidate and get everything together. Make sure we're ready to plant. That way when time comes, we're good to go. Absolutely a beautiful day. T-shirt weather. I'm sure it's 45 degrees. I don't know if it'll make 50 today, but it might. It's amazing how fast the weather turns from winter to summer. Sure would like to thank everybody for watching. I know the videos have been short. It's just that time of year. And I have to remember to pick the camera up and film stuff too, which can be hard when you're in a hurry to get everything done. But we're super excited. It's going to be a good year. Plans are to plant at least 10 acres of the sweet corn. Probably a little more. We'll have some grain crops to put in, and then with a little bit of luck we'll have some of the fields ready to put into hay, so we can plan for next year to have hay to harvest. Lots of moving pieces, lots going on. They're getting the power in. They're working on the road. We looked at that a little bit, so stay tuned till next week and we'll see how everything's coming along. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye. Well, here we are at the culverts. Don't drop it. Wait a minute, turn you guys around.